What up, Ski, and welcome to Bar Vibes with Bryce the Fourth, giving out raw reaction and interacting with the masses. No subject is safe. You hear the people in the noise, but that's the point, because without the people, what is the point? Ha! Embracing vibrations. A lot of things, in especially when it's not football, happen, and I've honestly convinced myself I got to start doing two shows during the off season, because from Tuesday to next Tuesday, it's like a lot of shit has happened where I'm like writing on my notes. I'm like, damn. Well, especially with the NCAA, is like, well, that already fucking happened. I should have talked about this on Thursday, but yet we are here, and yet we still got to talk about it. I always got to start with the Eagles, and obviously the biggest thing is that there's a hit piece that comes out from, Fowler talking about how somebody who was saying that, Jalen is, uncoachable, and Jalen Hurts is, not, on the same page with his players. I don't give a fuck about any of that. If you're not going to put your name on it, I don't want to hear it, because then you don't get an opportunity to go check that person, right? And so whatever that person said, because it was said during the coaches meeting weekend, so somebody had to tell that person who talked to them, hey, yeah, you could post this and say, this is what I said about him. Mind you, next year Jalen could get a restructured contract. Mind you, they didn't do. They were terrible last year in the playoffs, and that's me being an Eagles fan, and I can tell you that straight to your face. And so, coming from a front office standpoint, you want to kind of diminish that so you don't have to pay him that much. If this man, and I'm talking about Jalen Hurts, goes out there and bows, then you have nothing to say.
What if you don't?
And then, have you heard of Carson Wentz? Okay.
No longer on Eagles.
Have you heard of him? Yeah, and what happened to him?
Do y'all got a plan? Where you going after
Do you think that Howie has a plan?
You going after Manning?
Arch Manning, get him the fuck out of my all five. I do not. No, absolutely not. Daniel over here trolling. Get out of here. Absolutely not. But at the end of the day, even if we say, Jalen plays next year and we go to the NFC Championship again, he's still going to be on the team. He might not get paid the way you would typically pay a quarterback, but he's going to be on the team next year. As far as AJ Brown goes, and I've been losing sleep, hyperbole, over thinking about this, but I think he might be gone, and it sucks. I got his jersey. I've worn it multiple times as my guy, and at the end of the day, if you're not happy where you are, then move on. He didn't move on, from the Titans because he wasn't happy. The Titans moved on from him. This instance, he may or may not be. We don't fucking know. Happy, but I didn't want to harp on this because this is NFL offseason. This is not anything. My stance. I like Jalen Hurts. His focus is on winning. That's all I want to do. When I lay my head at night on Sundays, I want to be like, can't wait to wake up tomorrow and watch those Eagles won yesterday. I don't give a shit that he fucking threw for 186 yards. I don't care. Do not care. You could ask 31 other fucking teams fans, hey, did you guys go 11-1? Yeah. Are you happy about that? Yeah. Are you happy that your quarterback threw for 150 yards? No. But did you win? Yeah. What do you care? I don't believe in this. Jalen's my quarterback through and through. And then they started throwing by the wayside about Puka Nacua, who's in rehab now from biting women and throwing out the J word. But nobody wants to talk about that. That's crazy. Weird. My favorite NFL news came. Kirk Cousins' agent is a monster. So they gave out the contract, and he is slated to make $20 million this year. Just guaranteed. 11 years, guaranteed money for Kirk Cousins. Mind you, his wife is probably like, good on you. As a backup, $20 million. And he's made, and will slated to be making, $230 million. Now, if you go on the internet right now, just look it up and just search Kirk Cousins' name. How many playoff wins has Kirk Cousins had? Anybody? No? Anyone? One playoff win. $230 million. I'm not hating on that man's bag, I tell you that. I'd go over to Kirk Cousins' house for barbecue, even though he puts his steak on aluminum foil, which is ridiculous. Kirko Cousin might be invited to the barbecue. I'd invite Kirko to the barbecue for sure. Yeah, 100%. Yeah. And then no. You know what I would do? I would stop him at the door and be like, yeah, it's $150 to get in here. Yeah. I'm not gonna insult the man. It's $150 to get in here, Kirk. And he gonna put out his sock like, yeah, I got it. In ones. Because I was I was in Atlanta last night getting it in. Absolutely. But yeah, in the NFL, it's just not a lot of things going on right now. Oh, sorry, wrong. Dexter Lawrence for the Giants requested a trade 2 years in a row as top 3 defensive tackle. Still not getting your money. I need to get the fuck up out of here. Which sucks because they got a new coach in Harbaugh. But if you are not valuing me, I need to go. Anywho, who is the NFL MVP? I'm sorry, that was stupid. Who is the NBA MVP? You get SGA, you get Wemby, you get Jokic, you get nobody else. For me, it's Wemby. I may or may not have a bet on Wemby. That's neither here nor there. That's neither here nor there. But I also just saw that Jokic finished the season with a triple-double, averaging the entire season. Yikes. The only other player to do it. Atasad.
Look at these achievements as like nothing nowadays.
And he doesn't give a shit.
That's the problem with the old generation.
He doesn't care.
They care about this great.
He does not care. Jokic does not care about regular season. He doesn't care about his stats. He wants to go home and hang around with his horsies. Doesn't care. He doesn't care. He does not care. He just wants to go home. I respect him, Jokic, for saying, like, I just want to stay in Denver and play my career out. And kudos to him. I think that Wemby averaging a double-double with 3 blocks a game. Wow. Mind you, the other day, Jokic with the turnaround jumper got the best of him. That was nasty. Nasty. With the capital T. It was gross. But my MVP is Wemby, and it has nothing to do with the bet. It's because the Spurs have not been to the playoffs since 2015. They needed him, and he could have sat out multiple games, and he realized, hey, I can't win this award. I could be hurt. I could be, feeling bad, and still went out there. He had back-to-back 40 games. Listen, Wemby for MVP. That's me. NCAA. So, and this is why I was saying, I wish I had done a show before the finals, because the Final Four was hyped, but it didn't go the way people were thinking that it was going to go. UConn in the championship, and then you get Michigan in the championship. UConn's game, it was pretty solid. Both games were not what everybody thought it was going to be, but Michigan absolutely bodied Arizona. They weren't getting into the paint. There was no chance. There was no chance that Arizona was going to get into that paint, and just bodied them. And then you get UConn and Michigan in the final game. I was rooting for UConn. Even though they did beat Duke, I was rooting for UConn. I promise you that. Shout out to Big Will. And they never were threatening them. Yeah, they got it down to 6 in the in the second period, but they couldn't get to the rim. You get a big, not racist, white dude, just hands up. They don't jump. You're not going to get a foul off of them. And if you get Michigan shooting well, not a chance. Kudos to Michigan winning that championship. And then you get UCLA women's title. And there's going to be a segue, but shout out to UCLA women's. I noticed that they had 4 guards, so you open the floor, and then you get your best player, their center, and all you do is just shoot. She's going to board it. She's going to kick it out, and then you get another shot. Can I get another old board? Can I get another old board, please, over here? And then you kick it out. There's nothing you can do about that. That's basketball. That's how this works. That's why she was the player of the Final Four. Bets? Yes. But of course, you got to talk about Gino and Dawn. Gino, crybaby. Big crybaby. She shook your hand, sir. You were just upset that you lost. So the stat that I saw that I liked the most was that Gino Auriemma has only lost double digits 4 times. Twice. Dawn Staley. He was pissed. Understandable. You still got to go shake that lady's hand. You don't walk up to her and be mad and do all these things. That's just stupid. You got to have respect for a person, a lady, a human. She's won 3 titles during your time. Peace out, Cub Scout.
Go Flyers!
There you go.
Fired up!
Yep, I am fired up. You got to have respect for a person who's won 3 titles. Gino Auriemma has only lost to 4 coaches in the NCAA tournament, and they're all women. You got a problem? You got a problem with strong women, Gino? How does your wife feel about that? I don't know. That's neither here nor there. But, yeah. Shout out to UCLA. Shout out to Michigan. Big Ten champions out here. Just stomping on the big dogs. Good for them. The Phils. When I wrote these notes, they were winning, and then they dropped a series. When I wrote my notes, Andrew Painter. Shout out to Painter. Shout out to the Pink Crew. Andrew Painter crew. There's a group of people who sit in the top corner of the stadium. They were wearing their painters overalls with their brushes. Good for him. He got his first win, 8 strikeouts, and then they proceeded to have a 2-game win streak, 10-1, which was wild. 7 runs in the first half. That was immaculate. And then you go 5-1 the next game. They won the series. They did lose the next one, but that's fine. And then they went to San Fran, which is where we are right now. I was watching the game last night. When I say the game, I mean Michigan. And I forgot that the Phillies were playing because I went to dinner with my dad's girlfriend. Shout out to Sonia, happy birthday. And I was like, oh, yeah, they're going to lose. This is 4-2. I didn't care. Woke up this morning, I was like, 6-4. What the fuck? How did they fucking win that game? That was weird. Watch the highlights. Shout out to Bryce Harper. He had 3 hits, 3 RBIs. Got it done. And the fielding for the Phillies. And also the bullpen doing their jobs. Painter pitched last night, and, I mean, it was a tough outing, but his teammates backed him up. The Flyers, they have a chance to get into the offs. The Flyers have a chance to get in the offs. They got 5 games left. Yep. And they play the New Jersey Devils tonight.
They're bad.
And they are definitely bad. If they lose tonight, it's going to be very upsetting. And the Devils owner does not give a shit about the Devils. And if you know who he is, he also owns the Sixers. So I'm hoping that the Flyers, they get it done. I mean, a month ago, mind you, okay, I'll give you a quick story. I was sitting down and I was talking to someone, and they were like, "Oh yeah," I was like, "Yeah, like the Flyers might make the playoffs." I was like, "No, they won't." And I was like, "When's the last time you seen the Flyers?" They're like, "I don't know, like a month and a half ago." I was like, "Well, you haven't been watching the Flyers. They might make the playoffs. They just might." So, so we're gonna get into some random things that I just been writing down. Angel Reese got traded from her team for 2 first-round picks to Atlanta. If you are the best player in your, what's up, Alan? If you're the best player in your league, why would you get traded to another team? She tweeted out that Aja might be LeBron, but I'm Michael Jordan. Where? Where are you, Michael Jordan, in anything? In anything? Get out of here. They traded away 2 first-round picks for her. I hope it works out for her. UNC hiring outside of their family. And if you don't understand what that means, UNC's coaches have always been from either they played there, they were on the bench there as assistants. They hired outside of their family. Michael Malone was the Nuggets head coach when they won the championship in 2023. He got fired. Stupid. And now he's back. He has coached in, college basketball, but that was like 2003 for Manhattan University. But Michael Malone knows basketball, and it's just about whether he can recruit. It's about whether he can recruit against Duke. So I hope he gets it. I mean, I hope he figures it out. No, I don't hope he figures it out. I was lying. Fuck UNC. Cooper Flagg, 50 burger last week. And it was so weird because they were like pouring water. So if you don't know, you like pour water. They got poured water on him in the locker room because he had a 51-point game, 9th time for a rookie ever. And the last one was second most. The last one was Brennan Jennings at 55, and they lost the game. I was like, why are you guys celebrating this? But so it's now between him and Concanipple, which pisses me off because Concanipple plays for the Hornets, and they're probably going to make the playoffs. What does Concanipple and Cooper Flagg have in common? Do. I'm going to cut that short. They both played for Duke last year, and they didn't win the national championship. So, that's neither here nor there. Giannis and the Bucks. This has been a thing for 5 years. You should have let him go. And I respect Giannis for being like, yeah, I don't want to leave. I want to be on the same team for, my entire career. You should have left, man. Your front office and your doctors and your coach, and they don't want you to play because they're tanking. But he's like, I don't want them to hold me back. I just want to fucking hoop. I just want to hoop. But they're like, nah, sit down. Well, you should have fucking traded him at the deadline. And they didn't. So somebody's going to pay. How many times I got to keep telling you this, old man? The Bears, they might be moving to Indiana, which is going to rattle a lot of people's, thoughts. Because if people got to leave Chicago to go to watch a Bears game, Soldier Field is iconic. Shitty, but iconic. They can't move next door because of some political reasons, and they can't move to where they were originally thinking because the city said no because they didn't have enough money. Hey, listen, they got 2 weeks, and if not, they go move. Bears in Indiana, please don't let that happen. Please. Shout out to Nene. Other than that, my other random thing is that I went to a Blue Rocks game the other day, and they were losing 19-1 in the 9th inning. It was ridiculous. Ridiculous. I mean, like, outfielders dropping balls, shortstop dropping balls over the head, and people were leaving. I stayed because it was on Friday, and Friday, if you don't know, shout out to Wilmington, is fireworks day. And I bought tickets for me and my wife and my dad and his girlfriend, and they left. And then in the 9th inning, they had 4 runs straight. So they had bases loaded, shortstop drops the ball. So and again, like I'm saying, if you know the Blue Rocks, the celery comes out. So he comes out, and we're sitting next to like right where the celery comes out. He comes out and like celebrates. As soon as he starts walking down the stairs, I was like, yeah, celery probably had like 2, 3, 4 shots. He had not a reason to come out. He's probably downstairs like, yeah, no reason for me to come out. Comes right back out. The netting that protects you from getting hit from foul balls, he's like got caught. Comes back out. Goes back in. Maybe had another cocktail. Hit another run because the shortstop dropped the ball again. Woohoo! And he had to come out again. It was so funny. This is my PSA to the Blue Rocks. Hey, listen. You don't need to have a 15-minute fireworks. I understand it was opening day, but damn. Nene was like, "Oh, there's the finale," and then you see another one. My last sports thing to say is the word is converse. You do not conversate. Oh, I was conversating with this person. Oh, we were conversating. No. The word is converse. If you wore like those shoes back in like the 70s and the 60s, look on your shoes, right? And when you're talking about what's going on, the word is converse, not conversate. I hate it. Pisses me off. The word of the day, converse. Big ups to the first day. Stay focused and be great. Take a see up.
What about the Masters? You talk about Masters this weekend?
The Masters is coming up, and if I get an opportunity, I will put that game on Sunday and fall asleep and then wake up and be like, oh, look, that's who won. Big Sean, be good. So we're sitting at the door waiting for the rain to stop, and she looks at me and she goes, "Is that like is that a hat or is that your hair?" And I was like, "No, this is my hair." And she goes, "Can I touch it?" And I was like, "Yeah." And she goes, so I like, cause she's like this tall. No, she goes, is it braided or? And I was like, yeah, it's braided. I'm not gonna explain this to this lady. She goes, and then she got like wispy, like gray hair. She goes, I wonder what happened if I did that to my. I was like, okay, well, I will see you later.